$150 versus 9,000 Japan sleeper train.
Use any shaky B-roll shots. We are literally clenching our abs as tight as they go.
I'm not even breathing.
Sophia Nygaard. Safia
Hello,
Nygaard.
friends, and welcome to another video. This week, I'm going to be testing cheap versus expensive overnight trains in Japan. Where are we going? I don't really know. The journey is truly the destination here. Choo-choo, motherfuckers. Now, a little while ago, the unknowable wisdom of the YouTube algorithm bought me a one-way ticket to the train side of YouTube. And it turns out, after very little convincing, that I like train content. And I've enjoyed pretty much any type of train content that I've come across. From futuristic trains to Arctic trains, Hello Kitty trains, spa trains, and even Canadian trains. But my absolute favorite are the overnight train videos. There's just something about them, from checking out the accommodations to seeing the sights sweep slowly by your window. I think I just like the idea of being in your own little pod, zooming through the countryside. And after watching hours upon hours of this content, I did successfully convince my husband Tyler to accompany me on a 52-hour train ride across the country from San Francisco to Chicago. But as much as I like the Amtrak, America doesn't really have the best overnight trains that everyone wants to ride. And though I think a few different countries could vie for that title, I think Japan is probably the king of cool, new, and lots of trains. So when we were in Japan a few months ago, I knew we had to try and get on one of the overnight trains I've had my eye on for so long. But not only were we lucky enough to snag tickets to this train, the West Express Ginga, we also won the lottery of people who entered to get tickets to the super luxury 7 Stars train. And so we ended up with 2 train tickets, one for $150 and one for $8,800. So it seems like we have ourselves a classic worth it situation, Japanese overnight train edition, and we're taking you guys along for the ride. But before this train leaves the station, I do want to give a quick shout out to the sponsor of today's video, Opera, the faster, safer, and smarter internet browser that will work for you no matter where your journey takes you. Now, we are pretty big Opera fans at this point and have been using it for actually years now. I kind of consider it my little productivity hub for writing, researching, and absolutely optimizing shopping online for things I probably don't need. This month's hyperfixation, sleep hack products. Actually, maybe I do need these. And what I love the most about Opera is all of its customizable features. For example, my GOAT, their Tab Island feature, which allows you to group together similar tabs and collapse and expand them. And to add even more method to your madness, you can even name your tab islands whatever you want and color code them at will. So now I can open as many tabs as I want with no negative consequences. Opera's newest update also has handy one-click integrations with Google services like Gmail and Google Calendar that you can easily deploy as like a little side tab. Boom. Let's schedule something. And to reach optimal control panel vibes, Opera's pop-out player feature allows you to listen to music, blast your lo-fi, or vibe with some first-person soothing train content all on one screen. So you don't need to open any additional windows or apps. Now this is what I call living. So if you want to support our channel and check out Opera, it's totally free. Just use my link in the description below to download Opera today. So with that, thanks again to Opera for enabling our fancy train adventure, and now let's get on that train. Now, our less expensive train was the West Express Ginga, which is a pretty popular train, so we had to basically take any ticket we could get, and the ticket we got was a 15-hour route from Izumo to Kyoto. So we had to get ourselves over to Izumo to actually catch our train, which is a nice and charming smaller city in the Shimane Prefecture in western Japan, kind of nestled in the mountains, known for being the home of some ancient shrines and several hot spring onsens, as well as what ended up being our favorite spot, Beetleburger, which was a really great burger spot and also kind of a shrine in its own way.
I have this book, actually.
We left it a 5-star review. But after a couple of days in Izumo, it was time for us to catch our train at Izumoshi Station, which pulled up a few minutes before our 3:50 p.m. departure. Just look at how cute we are together. All right, should we go in?
Yeah.
I think we got the shot. Yeah. But after our extremely brief photo shoot, we had to head to our room in car number 6. Not too shabby, I think this way.
Okay.
Oh, this is nice. This is really nice.
Oh, all right. This is us. Come on in. We had booked one of the premier rooms, which for 2 people is $156 for a one-way ticket. And this room specifically has been featured in some of the videos I've seen, so it is famous, to me at least. It's kind of like a weird little triangle.
It is.
It's a little sliver a little slice
Okay.
of heaven.
Little slice.
And yes, it is pretty close quarters in here. Ask not where our luggage disappeared to. Just say thanks, Loretta. We had a local producer with us on this train, and she was the magnanimous keeper of the things. Though while I was grabbing our GoPro to set up a nice scenic landscape shot, the train departed the station and started quickly zooming through the countryside.
Hello.
We were going fast.
We are going fast, baby.
So to get us all on the same page, why don't we do an official room tour? To start with,
I like this
there is a
little,
secret
place.
hidey hole
Looks nice.
right underneath this bench in which we can disappear our backpacks. This
The
is pretty
animal's
much
gonna
the
go in
only
there.
luggage storage in the room itself, and you could probably fit like a carry-on suitcase in here, but for us, all right, Tyler's gonna shove it in.
That's pretty good.
It was more like a backpack and a half. It's in. I declare it in. All right, so post hole. Let me show you the rest of the room. Over here, we have a seat. Ta-da! A seat. Which together with this like aerodynamically shaped table and lamp makes up a kind of desk area on this side of the room, as well as what I can only assume is like a clothes hanger over here. Nice. Or maybe like a handle, in case things get a little rocky.
It's like the subway.
And then, in order for me to show you the rest of the room, Tyler, you and I have to swap.
All right.
Just give us 1 second. I think we got it. And then over here we have a long, like L-shaped bench, which I believe is the part that turns into the bed. A clue is that there are sheets right here. Some bedding. There's also
bedding-
a
oh, wait,
second
the bed- I
lamp,
guess the
another
bed-
clothing
oh,
rack,
no.
a control for AC,
What's the
and an
bed?
emergency button over here. And
out
I think
out of the wall or
before
something.
deploying the bed, that's pretty much the room.
That is the room.
Minus, of course, the giant windows,
just got one room,
which
I
are
guess.
for
Or
looking
maybe one for,
and seeing things out
Tyler.
of. And though the room is nice, modern, and clean, it is pretty small. I think it's a little smaller than it seems in video.
Right.
In other people's videos, it seems a little bigger.
Right.
But we will certainly survive. And it gets even tighter in here once you deploy the bed. Oh yeah.
Oh, it does go
Well,
out
that's
like
good.
that. Okay, cool.
Boom
that's
shakalaka,
nice.
as they say.
And?
Although thankfully, it's pretty easy to set up. Oh, it has Velcro on it. And a godsend of no fitted sheets.
I'm getting slumber party vibes, you know? Pillow fort adjacent.
Total pillow fort vibes in here. All right, so I'm gonna declare this our bed. This is as good as it gets, and it ain't gonna get better. So this is the bed. A nice, cozy, romantic wedge of a room. Now, one of the train's first stops was at Matsui Station, which we did have to get off at to grab our bento box. We think the bentos are this way. This is where the crowd's going. There is no kitchen on the train, and they don't sell food on the train itself, so we did not want to miss it.
Booyah. Dinner is served.
Let's go! But we'll bring them back out when it's actually time to eat. In the meantime, it seems like the right time to take a tour of the entire train.
Okay.
Should we take a
cool.
look around?
Yeah.
Let's go. Which we did film as the sun was going down, so if there are some
Yeah,
shots
some
at
nice,
night,
B-roll.
that's why. Now, there are 6 cars on the West Express
Oh.
Ginga. We were in
Cool.
car number 6, which is where all the premiere rooms that were like ours were. There's also a little lounge area and a communal bathroom in here, as well as a separate toiletry station. But because the West Express Ginga is actually a refurbished old commuter train, there is no shower on board. So unfortunately, there will be no shower hijinks on this train. Getting back
cool,
on track,
little,
car
windy
5
thing.
is filled with these like
Cool.
bunk bed rooms, which I think are called couchettes, as well as a
Couchettes.
lounge and a bathroom. And car number 4 is where most of the excitement is. It's kind of like a lounge/common area. There are some booths at the front for sitting and eating, as well as some circular tables and a few activities, and some
cool,
local
little
artisanal
yard.
goods on display. I think this might be the gift shop area.
Oh.
Yeah, look, isn't this cute? Which we thought that maybe you could buy, but actually they might just be for looking.
design,
Now,
right?
besides in our room and in the common areas, you might notice that we are not doing a lot of talking here, because at this point in the journey, the train was overall pretty quiet. These last 3 cars are all pretty similar. They're all like seating cars, full of chairs that deploy out into different levels of being a bed. I'm pretty sure car 2 is a women's only car, and car 1 is where we almost got a seat on the Kyoto to Izumo route. And though it looks decently comfortable, I'm glad that we didn't, because otherwise this would have been a completely silent vlog the entire way. Now, overnight trains in Japan used to be way more of like a necessity to travel from city to city, but since the advent of the bullet train, Japan's overnight trains have gone from destination-driven to more like sightseeing and experience trains. So the West Express Ginga is pretty much like a train you take for fun, and there were a lot of
Okay.
people here for fun. Or content. One thing that I've noticed for sure is that there are a lot of other people filming on this train. I don't know if they're YouTubers for sure, but they are filming horizontally, which points in that direction. But there are a lot of people kind of like covertly filming the different cars. We're almost like passing them as we do the same thing. And as part of this sightseeing/experience train framing, there were a couple of planned themed stops along the route to highlight some of the local cities of Western Japan that it travels through.
Kyoto.
So let's rewind a little to our stop at Niu Station, which is in a small town called Hino, known for its mushrooms. And apparently sometimes the town mascot, Shitan, which is a giant shiitake mushroom, will greet passengers on the platform. Do you know the mushroom man?
She got off though, so
Is he here? This was
Can you get off
unfortunately
and walk
not
around a
one of
little?
those times.
No mushroom man to speak of, but it's very nice out here.
We're usually on the other side.
They do sell some local goods here though, of which I picked up a few.
What do you get?
Oh, wait till you see.
Oh, yeah?
I'll show you on the train.
Okay.
So we don't miss it.
We stopped here for about 30 minutes, but us, being conditioned from our Amtrak journey,
Yep. Oh,
Oh, we better run. Run.
freaked out at first train exhaust and hopped back on.
moment of panic.
Yeah.
Heard some rumbling.
Yeah.
Decided to get on.
What I got was mushroom tea cakes, by the
Loretta.
way, and one can only assume that this is the mushroom, the myth, the legend, Shitan himself.
was that
The mushroom mascot wasn't there today, but I did get
souvenir.
this and a free pin, and I bought a keychain. That's also a pin.
Now, we did promise a review of our bento box, which was overall good,
Beanie and ricey. This might be dessert. That's good.
although sometimes mysterious.
I think this is a crab pile.
Crab pile, right? Crab pile is good. However, it got cut short by yet another experience, as once we had settled in to eat at one of the booths in Car 4, the train stopped, and a contingent of local ambassadors from Nimi City got on board to bring the city to us.
What is going on right now? This might not be on the schedule. I'm gonna go out and see.
And they set up a gachapon machine, a sake tasting station,
Really good. Tastes like Chardonnay.
as well as a Nimi City stamp station.
Perfect.
And I did actually learn a lot about Nimi City, which is known for blueberries and steak and coffee and rice and water and sake. I'm particularly
Blueberry
cow in honor
Nimi
of their
City
blueberries
mascot.
and their steak. And I can also confirm that Nimi City sake, while strong,
They told us this is 20% sake, so it's about to get lit.
pairs well with Neo Station mushroom tea cakes. Double fisting. Alternatively, double fisting.
Big time.
Now, the Nimi City side quest was a bit of a surprise, so we didn't know we were gonna get drunk on this train. The sake was pretty strong, so excuse us, I'm already red. Are you holding it together?
I'm pretty sure I'm drunk.
And we were not the only ones who went a little off the rails.
There's like trains behind you,
Oh, yeah?
like on the wall.
Okay, yeah. Nice.
As the previously quiet atmosphere got a lot more chatty, maybe not rowdy per se, but definitely more lively. There's a guy passed out with the can of sake, like right next to him. That's me. I am him and he is me. But the West Express Ginga had one more stop in store for us for the night, which was the Bichu Takahashi station a short distance away.
Oh, yeah.
All
What's
right.
happening here?
This station was pretty big, and there were a lot of people there to greet us, with tourism pamphlets and also a huge banner and West Express Ginga flags.
Bichu Takahashi,
Oh,
baby.
wow.
This is awesome.
This is a serious stop, man.
And it turns out they had prepared like an entire little market for us, with snacks and local goods, right outside of what seems to be the Takahashi City Library.
You don't want some Ginga merch? That might be in our thumbnail.
They also, luckily for us,
Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah.
had Nimi City merch for sale, including my beloved Blueberry Cow.
You want the big one or the little one?
We gotta get the big guy.
The big one?
Yeah. Man, after all that anticipation, this is worth it.
He's cute, right?
He's really good.
This is niche. Okay.
Now, this was pretty much exactly what I was hoping for from a cross-country experience train.
Multiple stops, lots of fun things, unexpected hijinks. I love it.
Themed souvenirs.
Yes. It's great.
Perfect.
It's actually perfect. Yeah, it's the best. Yeah.
So even though we were a little tipsy, it wasn't just the sake goggles. We were having fun.
Now we got to be part of the waving. It has to be reciprocal.
But after our jaunt to Bichu Takahashi,
Let's go.
After hours on the West Ginga Express.
it was time to head back onto the train and do our nighttime routine, which was tough to switch gears from party mode to sleep,
Am I incredibly disheveled and drunk?
I'm a little drunk, actually.
Everyone's having a good time.
but was made easier by the fact that the train was going super slow / maybe had completely stopped moving. I think that in order to make the train an overnight trip, they go really slowly during the night to burn some time, but I'm not complaining about it. I think as little rocking as possible was for the best here. I got drunk in Nimi, and all I got was this cow plushie. And then they took me to the library. And then I came back to the train and did my Rosetta Stone lesson. But after changing into our pajamas and brushing our teeth, it was time for our bed drop.
It's very crammed right here, but let's test it. 3, 2, 1. Oh! Okay. Honestly, it's not bad.
I think it's comfy. There's a light shining straight in my eyes. And overall, I would review our sofa bed as comfortably firm, but not rock hard. The pillow is mid,
The pillow's not good.
but the mattress isn't so bad. And after a long and eventful day, I would say we were ready to pass out. Good night. See you guys in the morning.
Taxes was feeling unwelcome. Now Taxes is an open door to new TurboTax stores. Meet our
What the fuck?
experts. They
Now, one of the only cons of this train is that for an overnight train, the route is kind of short, so it's more like a red eye, where it arrives at its final destination super early in the morning at 6:40 a.m. So we had to wake up at 6,
That's pretty.
pull ourselves together, gather our things, and exit the train.
So everyone's awake. We had an announcement over the loudspeaker. Get up. Everyone's awake.
皆様おはようございます。皆様おはようございます。
Overall, I would say our
Good morning,
night's sleep
everyone.
was decent,
Good
if
morning,
brief.
everyone.
The bed wasn't bad. It was just really, really cold in here. And we even turned down our AC, like, completely. But it just got super cold.
We had a bundle for warmth.
However, because of when we had boarded, we hadn't gotten a lot of daytime out the window time the previous day,
Now we're in Kobe. You want a steak for breakfast?
so we did spend a few minutes by the window to watch some of the sights sweep by.
Kobe.
I think we're hitting like the city portion here.
Though a quick note, if you stop at a station and you can see people, they can
Osaka.
definitely see you. So we quickly put ourselves together as much as we could and got ready to disembark.
It's been a whirlwind. Like, this train has gone by really fast. But I liked it. Overall, I liked it. I wish we had, like, 2 more hours this morning. Because arriving at 6:30 is a little tough. I think we must be almost there.
So that was our less expensive overnight train, which I think had a pretty strong showing. I mean, Blueberry Cow, need I say more?
All right, shall we?
Let's go.
Let's go. Nice train.
But I guess we're gonna have to see what our super expensive train has in store.
The mysterious reappearance of a suitcase, but only one.
But first, let's get off at Kyoto Station and go take a
Kyoto.
shower. So our next train
yeah?
is the
Take a shower
7
where?
Stars
7 Star
Kyushu,
in
which
Kyushu,
departs
7
from
Stars in
Hakata
Kyushu.
Station in Fukuoka. So we gotta get down there. Now there are a few super fancy overnight trains in Japan, and for most of them, you have to enter a lottery for a chance to get a ticket. We had applied to a bunch and hadn't heard back, so we were pretty sure we weren't gonna get it. However, a few weeks before our trip, we found out that we had actually won the lottery for a 32-hour trip around Japan's southernmost main island, Kyushu, on the 7 Stars, which apparently has a less than 5% chance of winning. So we changed all of our travel plans to make sure that we could get on this
Hakata
train.
Station.
All right, that's us. Let's go.
Let's go.
Now, on the day of our departure, we were picked up bright and early at 8:30 a.m. by a representative from the 7 Stars who met us in the lobby of our hotel and escorted us over to their special lounge inside of the station. And this lounge was already pretty fancy.
We're here, baby.
There was a piano, champagne, tea, snacks, as well as a semi-elaborate ticket punching ceremony.
Japanese style. Oh, ready?
Tyler also got to wear the conductor's hat.
And then go? Yes. Okay,
And after a brief welcome speech, the 7 Star staff called out each passenger's name one by one and then applauded us out of the room. Past the 7 Stars photo op and onto the train platform, where there were actually a lot of people waiting with 7 Stars Kyushu flags to celebrate our departure. Overall, the vibes were
7
very
stars
official,
and
and before we knew
Kyushu.
it, the train was off. Now, our
Day
price
one,
for our
9:50
tickets on the
okay.
7 Stars
That's
Kyushu
cool.
for 2
7
people
Stars
was
Kyushu, so let's go with the price.
$8,867
Oh, no, I guess-
US dollars, and that price does
Oh, no, it's
include
just
our
2
room,
so-
but also all the food, activities, and service during the
150
trip.
versus 9,000.
To be clear, this is not
150
something we would
was-
casually do.
150 was really nice. I'm not gonna lie. That 150 was really good. It had a good amount of stuff. That was pretty cool. I like that for 150. That's nice.
Just as a vacation for ourselves. We don't usually take uber luxury trains, but for the sake of the video, we are here to investigate. And we're gonna start with our 7-star suite. All right, welcome to our room, number 503, baby. Come on in. Now, first impressions, the room is in pretty classic train car style, with some old world luxury vibes, with the dark wood, plush furniture, various sconces and vaulted ceilings, and it is also pretty spacious. I feel like space to walk around in a train car is like very luxury, right? Like, look at this. I can walk all the way over here.
Yeah.
I can walk all the way over here.
You can encroach on my space. I have space to encroach on.
I can walk over here, also slightly to the right. And I think that is at least mostly due to the fact that there is a nice big closet over on this side of the room. It's actually huge. We have 2 big suitcases and they both fit in there.
It's pretty great.
Now, besides this seating area, which I believe will turn into our bed later, there's also a solid full-size desk situation in here, and there are actually things inside of the desk, like a flashlight, a Wi-Fi box, cookies, and an ornate set of old-school room keys, which are kind of awesome.
Apparently they don't really want us to lock the room. They're sort of more for show.
These are more ornamental. They do, I think, work, but they're like, actually don't lock the door. Also in one of the cabinets, we have a mini fridge.
I believe everything in there is complimentary.
Nice! All right, we got some beer, we got some, maybe it's carrot juice, and water.
That's a good haul, man.
And between the desk, the art, and the vibes, the room feels like it's straight out of like a movie set of what you would think of for a fancy old-timey train. I feel like some type of like professor or something, you know what I mean? Or Sherlock Holmes, I don't know. Who's on luxury vintage trains?
Audrey Hepburn.
Audrey Hepburn. But I actually think the piece de resistance is the bathroom. Come on in. Pretty nice, huh?
Yeah.
Which is also pretty spacious. There is a beautiful shower with 2 shower heads right here. There is a toilet behind you with a bidet.
Yes.
There's also a vanity sink over here with a cabinet behind the mirror for more storage, plus complimentary toiletries. And just in case you want to do some sightseeing while on the toilet,
There is a window here. Wow.
nice.
What timing. That was a good view until the trees, but you get the idea.
So overall, not too shabby. Now, in terms of the rest of the train, the 7 Stars Kyushu has, not coincidentally, 7 train cars. These back 4 cars are all of the like residential cars where the suites are, which seem to be mostly pretty similar except for the artwork bolted to the walls. I think our car might be the wildlife car.
Okay.
This is a fish. And back there's like a cool looking turtle with blue lipstick. And all the residential cars have like 3 suites each, except for car number 7, which has 2 even
Car number
fancier,
7.
larger
I like the way these
suites,
look.
which is also potentially where Trek Trendy stayed. I think it's there. I think this one also has like a really cool view out the caboose. Now heading back towards the front of the train, this is intense.
We're getting good.
You get into the communal cars. Car number 3 has a secret bar in it called the Kaz Bar. Unclear if we shall be rocking it later. Potentially. Which you are not allowed to film in, but it looks like Trek Trendy did get one clandestine shot. And then there is also a gift shop called the Nana Shop, which has some pretty bougie gifts. I can't tell if the stuff behind me is like priceless antiques or if they're for sale, but they look very fancy. They have jewelry, scarves,
Moto.
locally made fancy pajamas. This is apparently an extremely fancy incense burner.
There's like a pocket watch. Pocket watch, pretty expensive.
And then chugging right along to our penultimate car, car number 2 is the Salon car, also called the Jupiter Lounge, which is basically like a hangout car and is notably very lavishly decorated. All of the cars are ornate, but like when they have room to decorate, you really see the choices shine. And besides the number of fancy couches, there's also the world's tiniest but coolest tea bar over here to my right, which we will visit a little later on. In the meantime, a quick snack break, compliments of the 7 Stars staff. Just scarfed a couple snacks.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Back on that tour.
Nice.
Nice.
And at the very front of the train, car number 1 is the dining car, also known as the Blue Moon car, which is where the kitchen is and where we will have all of our meals. But in between meal times is also kind of like a hangout slash view slash activity spot and is also, of course, very thoroughly decorated. So similar
I still
to the
like
West
looks.
Express Ginga train, this is also an experience/sightseeing train. I mean, specifically, this train actually goes in a big loop around Kyushu and starts and ends at Hakata Station. So it's definitely not destination driven. In fact, the name of the train itself is actually
stars
not named for
Kyushu.
7 stars of fanciness, but actually the 7 different prefectures of Kyushu itself. And its concept is basically all about meeting local people and experiencing the regional cuisines and culture of Kyushu. So part of that is bringing on local chefs from the places we're traveling through to cook our different meals. Starting with our lunch, which was going to be a multi-course sushi experience. Yes, on a full-speed train.
I'm ready. It's a challenge, but I will somehow get the sushi into my mouth.
Now, making our lunch today were
Sushi,
sushi
that
chefs
looks
from
good.
the famous Yamanaka restaurant in Fukuoka, which is well known for its Hakatame or Hakata-style sushi, and we got hit with several rounds of super fresh and kind of aesthetic nigiri, from Art Nouveau-esque squid
Cephalopod guy.
to urchin, fatty tuna, tile fish, and more.
Also, the omelet says Nanatsuboshi, which means
Nanatsuboshi?
7 stars.
7
Train?
stars.
Maybe.
And though eating sushi on the train was not as hard as we thought it was going to be, filming sushi on the train was near
Long tooth
impossible.
flipper.
Please excuse any shaky B-roll shots. We are literally clenching our abs as tight as they go.
This is Soul Cycle.
This is where the change happens, people.
Sea breeze.
I'm not even breathing.
But aside from that, it was pretty awesome. Now, besides bringing on local chefs, the 7 Stars also brings on local craftsmen to give lectures and lead crafting workshops. Yes, there was a craft time on board to make traditional Igusa Rush grass crafts. And there's also planned excursions off the train to visit the local area.
All right, we're gonna go for a beach walk. Shall we?
Let's go. Now, because there's only a maximum of 20 passengers on the train at one time,
doing out
and at
umbrellas.
least a dozen staff
Yeah, what?
members, there were few enough of us for them to take us all out as a group. So after lunch, we all headed off the train at Origuchi
Cool.
Station to
We
go
got on
to
a,
Wakimoto Beach.
Wow.
Wow, it's so nice out.
It's beautiful.
It's like the best weather ever.
It really is.
Wakimoto is a white sand beach facing the East China Sea, and though it was a bit cloudy when we were there, it was super nice to get out and get some fresh air.
I feel like with the train, like, you move a lot, but you yourself are mostly stationary.
Yeah, I feel like this is actually a nice little, like, stretching your legs, get some steps in break. But it turns out we were not only there just to enjoy the beach, we were actually also there to learn.
I got the tea. Sea turtles come here and lay their eggs, and then they hatch in the middle of the night and then they go back out there.
And we got to learn even more about sea turtles and other beach wildlife on the bus on the way back to the train. So all in all, I would say the emerging theme of our trip
Snow
was
trawler.
actually edutainment, which I
cool.
wasn't totally expecting. After
I
our
like
beach
when they talk about
excursion,
what
the
they-
next thing up on
you know,
the
like we have
itinerary,
we're
which I
tourists
wasn't
in
totally
museums and
expecting.
stuff.
After our
I
beach
like that.
excursion, the next thing up on the itinerary was dinner. One quick thing to note is that there is a dress code on the 7 Stars train,
620s,
which is why Tyler had to buy a bunch of short-sleeved collared shirts for this trip. But for dinner specifically, the attire is formal. And it was a bit of a quick turnaround from Misty Beach to 7 Star dinner. So we did our
Okay.
best with our windswept hair and general sogginess.
All right, we forgot our steamer. We lost our steamer out.
Okay, yeah.
But we are dressed and
Are formal.
somewhat formal. I did shave my legs though.
Yes.
And I got a clip of it. It's a little cursed.
Okay.
All right, shall we go?
Yes.
Let's go.
So our 7 Star dinner was from a chef couple who run the Belle France restaurant in Kagoshima City. So the cuisine was like elevated fancy French dining, featuring ingredients from Kagoshima and Kyushu.
I think the sommelier doesn't speak a lot of English, so I'm having a hard time saying, cut me off. So we're gonna live with that. We're gonna be polite, and we're gonna drink.
We're gonna see how it goes.
Besides plenty of wine, they also hit us with a variety of appetizers,
fancy,
some bonito
for sure.
soup, ham and cheese,
Dry
salmon
cured
and sour cream, variety.
Be polite, and we're gonna drink.
We're gonna see how it goes.
Besides plenty of wine, they also hit us with a variety of appetizers, some bonito
Soup broth of fermented dried bonita,
soup, ham and cheese,
dry cured black pork ham,
salmon and sour
salmon roulette spread, and that's a small portion.
cream,
I know you're thinking, that's the salmon.
For a
Nope,
big guy like me.
that's the salmon. That's the ham.
as well as some sea urchin,
Grilled turnip mousse with squid and sea urchin.
squid and turnip mousse, and also an abalone salad dish,
Abalone
which
with
we
vegetable
really liked,
salad.
Really good.
but also strangely thought it tasted like
Kind of tastes like deli turkey. My most deranged take
Deli
is that
turkey.
tastes like a turkey sandwich.
And for some reason, those vibes
green
continued
with
with our
clam
clam and fish
with
white
white
wine
wine.
dish.
Very warm and comforting. Almost Thanksgiving-y. Festive, Why does everything taste like turkey to me?
It's super good, and it tastes exactly like roasted turkey.
And then there was also, of course, some Wagyu beef and 2 separate desserts. And then there was
Kogoshima Wagyu beef.
also, of course, some
Wagyu.
Wagyu beef and 2 separate desserts.
Banana mousse with strawberry with vanilla ice cream.
So overall, we had a great dinner, but it was many courses long and there was plenty of wine being
Fukushima,
served. So when we
matcha,
headed back to our cabin to
10 p.m.
change out of our formal clothes and our beds had been made for us,
Aww. Okay, I got super tired.
all this bed and not a drop to drink. So it took some serious rallying and fortitude to get back out there.
Can I wear this to bar night?
But there was a magician and bar time happening in the dining car, so we had to go.
It's gonna take some energy.
What the fuck is the magician doing here?
I don't know. It could be fun.
I feel like now they're just stuffing stuff in.
Yeah.
They're like a magician till midnight and then at 6:40 wake up and go shopping.
That's out of line.
Fucked up.
It is a little bit, yeah. All right, let's do it.
And I will admit, though I was skeptical of the magician,
1, 2, 3. Open your eyes.
Oh.
he was actually pretty impressive.
Magic blows my mind, man.
And he did provide us that nice little energy boost that we needed to get us to our reservation at the secret Kaz bar at 11 p.m.
All right, I'm going to the secret bar.
Okay.
Which is, of course, secret, so sorry, we have to keep it a secret.
Cocktail later.
All right, I just left the secret bar. That was fun.
Yeah.
Couldn't show you it though, because it's secret.
It's too
And I
secret.
also can't even tell you what happened in there, because it's secret.
But after that nice little nightcap, we were ready to change into our matching fancy Kyushu pajamas, brush our teeth, and do our bed drop.
Don't mind the tripod.
Now, I didn't realize that the chairs were going to turn into 2 beds, so here's, I think, our first ever synchronized split screen bed drop.
3, 2, 1, drop. Oh, that is nice and firm.
This is nice.
Firm and plush.
I like it.
I like it a lot.
These beds were actually insanely comfortable, and with the sort of slow rocking of the train,
This is pretty ASMR-y for me right now.
It's a vibe.
we quickly passed out. See you guys in the morning. Now, our bed was
The
so
next
comfortable,
morning.
we completely blew right through the 6:40 a.m. shopping excursion and
6:40
also
a.m.
slept through
shopping
most of
excursion.
breakfast. And I think the staff saw how tired we were and felt sorry for us and said that they would bring us breakfast in bed.
Okay, it sounds like Spanish omelet,
that's cool.
some juice.
What's this?
Anything else is bonus, but they're gonna bring it to the cabin.
That's a futuristic
Nice.
phone, kind
Pretty
of.
awesome.
And they fully brought the dining car to us, including food, placemats, cutlery, menu, and all.
That's beautiful.
So talk about having your Spanish omelet and eating it too.
It's a pretty good view for breakfast.
Now, since we were staring down the barrel of another day of activities, it seemed like the right time to test out our shower.
I may or may not have shaved part of my legs last night, so I have entered the shower before, but I decided to finish the job.
And for a train shower, it's pretty sizable. It has nice wood finishings, it's not situated right above a toilet.
Oh, you can move it. Ooh, things are looking up.
There's also bars to hold on to, and the water pressure wasn't too bad. So though it's never easy to shower on a train,
Or we can give speed. Maybe. Okay.
this is pretty much as good as it's gonna get. While I was in there, Tyler did take a solo mini excursion out when the train stopped at Sotaro Station, where there were some nice valley views and also some wildlife,
You can hear the frogs over the train.
which then brought us to our mid-morning group field trip,
Here's our tour bus, baby. Back on tour.
where the 7-star staff took us out into the small coastal town of Psyche to visit their shipyard. And this was the return of the edutainment segment, as we then talked to the director of the shipyard, who taught us about the industry of Psyche and what types of things come through the port.
All right, Tyler went down to the end of the dock to take some videos, and now he's running back because we're the last ones not on the bus.
And after some port time, we headed back to the train station,
Nice little job,
where there was a
Ruski.
little market of regional Psyche
nice.
goods for sale set up on the platform. I can't tell you for sure if this is the Psyche mascot, but he is almost as cute as the blueberry cow.
Psyche
Now for
mascot.
our final meal, we headed back to the dining car for lunch, where we had our last guest chef come on board from a 300-year-old restaurant called Wakea from Kitsuki City.
It looks incredible.
And he served his iconic menu item, urashino, which is a soupy rice dish topped with fish and steeped in green tea.
And it is Shogun approved, apparently.
Their sauce and the exact way the dish is prepared is apparently a long-held family secret.
Our family is confidential.
He said he would be assassinated if he shared any information about this,
So we didn't pry.
The sauce is maybe assassination worthy.
Taste secret.
During lunch, the train engineers switched the engine from the front of the train to the caboose so we could start heading back to Hakata Station.
Who was that? Is that our train?
That's us.
So we were officially in the final stretch. Now, we promised a return to the mini T-bar, and it turns out our reservation was actually the last slot available on the entire trip.
Wow. Wow.
We got to try some traditional Japanese sweets,
It's so smooth.
So smooth.
Smooth.
and I also got to try my hand at brewing some fresh matcha from scratch.
Some fresh matcha.
On the verge of a disaster, but you got it.
I think I did okay for never having done it before, and also being on a moving train.
No, it's good. It's delicious. Yeah. I'll take 2 more.
After which, we had about an hour left on the train, and our activities were finally done. So we had a little time to chill, look out the window, see the last sights of Kyushu sweep by, and reflect on our journey.
It's been such a whirlwind, packed with activities. Potentially too packed, but at the same time, you have to make it like worth it, right? You have to do a lot of things, see a lot of things, eat a lot of things. Otherwise, like, what did you spend all that money for, you know? But that like sort of just chill, sit around factor has been low. Until right now.
Now, all in all, this is obviously a very expensive trip, and though we did really enjoy it, it's probably more of a once-in-a-lifetime type experience. But I did really like that, though the train itself does have the trappings of luxury, like with the huge room, the shower, the intricate decor, and the really amazing food, the activities of the train were less like lifestyles of the rich and the famous, and way more like a love letter to Kyushu, like the Sea Turtle Beach and the crafts and the lecture from the shipyard director ultimately gave the whole trip a surprisingly endearing vibe. Also, something you guys can't really see in the footage is how hands-on the staff is on the Seven Stars train.
It
does kind of remind me a little bit of Below Deck, where like the staff is like super involved and like making sure you're okay at all times, making sure you have what you need.
They're really friendly.
Yes.
And they're doing an amazing job, honestly.
Yeah.
So I do think that gives it a little bit more of that luxury super train vibe. Now, even though the Seven Stars train is pretty objectively nicer than the West Express Ginga, it is basically 50 times the price, and we did really enjoy the West Express. And for being a more reasonable price point, the train was still pretty nice, and you still got a lot of sightseeing and local culture action. I think the biggest shortcoming is probably the lack of shower and food on the train, but for a semi-brief trip, it wasn't that big of a deal. And because of the price, we're a lot more likely to do the West Express Ginga again if the opportunity arises. But all in all, I think both trains were actually pretty awesome, and did fulfill my wildest train content fantasies.
This is nice. This is a good trip.
And after our formal goodbye event on the Seven Stars train, where we received a custom DVD of our experience, the train coasted into Hakata Station.
All right, it's about that time. Let's head on out. I'm all sad. I liked it. It feels like a week, but also it was only a day.
And after a ceremonial bell ringing, bringing us full circle, we bid farewell to the Seven Star staff.
That was fun. See you guys. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you.
And headed off into the night. And with that, I guess we'll see you guys next time.
Got safety protocols? Grainger has the Safety Pros 2 call.
That was cool. Nice little, what are they called? Sleep train. Sure.